All right, last two videos. We're getting close to the end. We're now going to use React Hook Form with the Zod Validation Library, and these are a very great combo to use together. So we're going to go ahead and install Zod first. I'm using pnpm, so I'm going to use the pnpm command. And in order to hook up Zod with React Hook Form, we have to use the Hook Forms Resolvers package. And this is a really cool package actually, because you can hook up any of these validation libraries. We used Yup earlier, so you can even use Yup. You can use Joy, I've heard of that one. Class Validator, I'm pretty interested in that one. I might test that out in the future. If you use Nextjs, not Nextjs, Nest with an S, Class Validator is pretty widely used there. So if you can double that up on the front end, that might be useful. So let's boot up our dev server again. Let me refresh the page. And let's jump. So we have the page component again, just rendering the form title, just rendering the form. And then we're going to make our form itself a client component. This is not the form. Yes, this is the form. Here we go. So we got our React Hook form with Zod, the React Hook form with Zod form. Very wordy, but you know, it gets the point across. And we have a classic checkout form, credit card checkout form. So the first thing we want to do is, similar to how we created a type in the last video, we're going to use a schema, a Zod schema. So let's make this a use client. Let's get import Z from Zod, and let's go ahead and make our schema. So const, I'll just call it a checkout schema, z.object. So here is where you can do all your nice, fine-grained validation. So you put in whatever inputs you have. I'm gonna have a cardholder input, and I can z.string, and I can say whatever I want. I can say minimum length is gonna be 2. I can say cardholder is required. I'll make it very simple actually. We can do cardholder name number. Here's something cool we can do. We can do z.coerce, and then actually I don't really know how this works. Let's see here. Z.coerce coerce number dot min value, I don't know, 1. Yeah, 1's fine. I think it's 2, whatever. Card number is required. Min value, you want min? Yeah. Min value might be a different thing. Expiration date, we can do z.string, and we can just do required error, invalid date. You could probably coerce it to a date. I'm not sure how to do that. I don't want to look into that right now. Z.string. Well, CVV calls me a number too, right? So z.coerce. I'm going to coerce it into a number. And let's do min is 111. Max is 999. And then otherwise it's invalid CVV. Okay, cool. So now this is our schema, and from the schema we can also create a type. Type, checkout, schema type. I like to type. I like to let's see. We can do a. Let's just put a T in front of it. T checkout schema equals to z.infer. Infer type of checkout schema. So now we have a TypeScript type to go along with our schema. And we're going to use both of these. So we're going to pull out that use form hook from React Hook Form. And we're going to pass in that generic, which will be our type, T checkout schema. And our resolver is going to be the Zod resolver, which we have to import. Looks like it won't auto import for me. So import Zod resolver from @hook form /resolver /Zod. And this needs to take in our schema. So this one line is enough to say, hey, take the schema, with all the validations and coercions that we did, and then use this to validate our form. We don't have to do that inline validation anymore. We don't have to register our inputs. We still have to register our inputs, but we don't need to do the inline validation. So speaking of registering our inputs, let's go ahead and do that. So register, and we'll do, oh look, card holder. Thank you, TypeScript. And let's do that 4 more times. And this will be card number. This will be expiration date. This will be CVV. Okay, cool. That's all. With the register our forms, no problem. And then we could create a type, create a schema. We can do the errors the same way we did last time, or very similar to the way we did last time. So let me just grab that from our previous React form video. Let's grab a smaller one. Let's grab card name. Let's grab this one. And let's put that right underneath the input. So here we don't need to do React.errors dot, oh, we have to pull out errors, sorry. So let's do that from here. Form state errors. So close this, let's minimize this, let's get some more space in here. Errors.card handler, and then I believe we'll always have a message now. Because we're using Zod Validation, we'll always have a message. So we don't need to put the hard-coded thing. We can definitely put errors.cardholder.message. And we'll change this to card holder. Cool. And then because we didn't force it required, I guess TypeScript wants, let me see, what does TypeScript say? It could be undefined, looks like. Let's see, it's not giving me an error, so we'll leave it like this. There we go. Card holder becomes card number. Expiration date. And CVV. So now, if I submit my form, see, I need to refresh the page. Submit. We still don't get any errors. Can we log the errors? Oh, I believe we didn't hook up the handle submit. That's why. Yes, we did not handle submit. So let's hook up the handle submit. And then let's create our submit function. Make it async. And then we'll do, this gives our values of type T checkout schema, I believe. Yes, and then we can log the values. So again, we'll only get into the submit function once, well, on submit, we're going to put the handle submit from React form, and we'll pass in our submit function. And we'll only get to our hand submit function if the validation passes. So let's go ahead and press submit again. And there we go. We have validation. And what's wrong with the date? It looks like required. Well, that's not a big deal. Who cares? Number must be greater than or equal to 111. See, if we don't put a message, it's gonna put its own thing. And the reason it says that is because we have this 111. Number must be 111. So if I put in like hi, I can't put hi. It's a number field. So that's good. So let's put in some. Let's type. So John Doe. So it's doing the thing where it'll change as you type, I believe. Right, I don't like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the revalidate mode to on submit. I might need to refresh, so I'm gonna do that. Let's press submit, and let's type in John Doe. Good, it doesn't change as you type. Yeah, I like this better. So we can do our, so we have validation messages. I don't know why we don't have on the expiration date, description. Let's send in information, see what we get for date. 3334444. CVV is 555. Submit. So what's our date here? We get an empty string. So maybe we do need minimum length. So let's do that. dot min 1. And we'll try it again. There you go. String must contain at least one character. March 2023. Can we do a course to date? I would love to know if that's possible, actually. That'd be so helpful, actually. Course dot date. We can. Let's try this out. Enter a valid field. Field incomplete as it. Let me refresh the page. Press submit. Invalid date. Isn't that nice? Okay, so let's type out the full form. Kram Ali 1111 November 2023 2020 2054 whatever 444 submit. And that's our values. So we get the values, we get the validation, everything's nice. And last thing, as last two things as usual, let's do a from the form state. We can get a is submitting, and a bunch of other things here. There's just so much stuff we can get. And each of these has more stuff, like the form state. Look at this, all this stuff. And then handle submit, and then we can do a reset. That's what I wanted. So let's do a forced delay. Simulate the is submitting. Res set time out. Res 2,000 seconds or 2 seconds, and then reset. Awesome. And then we can go down here to our button and let's go disabled is equal to is submitting. Everything's out of the box with this nice, with a simple hook. We have so much utility, it's crazy. So press complete, error validation of course. John Doe, a bunch of 2s. Let's go to December 20. What's up with this? Oh, it needs to be a year. 2020. 2025. Okay. CVV is 1, 2, 3. Submit. Submitting and reset. There we go. Zod React Form. Perfect match. Highly recommend using this workflow when using Nextjs. I mean, it's very popular. You've probably seen every tutorial known to man. Yeah, thanks for watching, and let's move on to the last video. For now, at least.